Salado is the world's premier pool community. Playing your friends has never been more fun. Raise the bar with Salado so regular practice can become real pressure. With monthly prizes and cash payouts, Salado brings pool to the people. You can even submit match results to Fargo Rate through Salado if you want, but you don't have to. Your race, your place. Make your matches count with Salado. Download now and get started. No minimum play per month. 8, 9, 10 ball. You choose. It all counts.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Shark Stream. This is Brian in the booth coming at you live on a Friday night. We got number 28, Flying Brian Marek. I should probably put his superlative in there. And he's going to be playing against number 29, Mario Caouette. It's race to 9. Sorry, guys, hasn't been a lot of programming from us here, live, pool-wise anyway. We've been very busy covering the World 10-Ball Championship out in the Vietnam. We're going to bring you a lot more news coming from the Perry Open and the Hanoi Open in the coming weeks. Bobby, if you've been watching, he's been doing a lot of live streams on both his personal channel and on the Shark Stream, giving you guys score updates, news, and events, different things like that. And of course, we got the Boom and Freezer show in the hopper with Jeanette Lee coming out next Monday at 6 p.m. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that. As it stands right now, we got Brian Marek and Mario fighting it out for the number 28 spot. So if Brian wins, he goes to move to challenge the 27. If Mario wins, he takes over the 28 spot, and Brian goes down. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Please do make sure you hit like, follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and share it out there. Let people know we're live for the first time in a while on a Friday night. Brian was sitting at the bar. I wonder if he's he's ready for this match. He just missed that one by a mile. Look at the 2-9. That's like Brian's zone right there. Maybe that's what he was thinking. I'll just slap the 1 in and I'll get a shot at the 2, but he didn't even get position. Tough leave. Cue ball is blocking the cue ball. Otherwise, Mario might be able to get around. Past the 3. Is he going to get anything on the 2? It does not look like it. He might have a window. Holy cow, look at that. He might have a window between the 8 and the 6. Question is, does he carom it? Does he play the combo? The combo didn't quite get there. It looked like it was leaning outwards. I don't have the scoreboard on that overhead camera. I'll have to talk to the IT guy and flog him with a wet noodle. Unacceptable. So Mario goes ahead 1-0. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, Mario goes ahead 1-0. Ryan, you're not kidding, man. You definitely don't want to leave the 9 ball anywhere near the object ball. So what it is, Mario's up 1-0. Like a dry break for rack number 2. Brian's going to come to the table. He's got a clean look at the 1. Pat, you're not wrong. WWFBD. I've actually said that many, many times, even when he's not on the stream. It just seems to have inspired. The cross corner didn't get there, but he's got a hell of a lockup. Pink ball's right in the way where he want to kick. All right, having a good look. I have a feeling. Oh, where's he going? Okay, never mind. Yeah, he's got to come in. Got to hit the cue ball here, hit the second rail here, and then catch this 1 from behind. My brain. We'll see what Mario's got in mind. He went straight at it. Oh, wow. I would have gone around the 4 and kicked the 1 up table. All right. Well, Brian's got to look at the 1. He's got to carry him into the 2 if he so chooses, as is his style. Or he might just go with the 1 cross corner. Leave the cue right there. Playing safe. Scratching. Almost. If Mario clean look at the 1, though. Kind of went gusto on that one. Our pocket said, got to be more clean than that. So now it's going to be Brian back at the table looking at the 1 ball. Finally, I think we're going to see some clearance here. We got the 1. Going to get natural on the 2. Or I might be in the booth for a while tonight. Hopefully these guys can knock the rust off. I saw Mario warming up a little bit on table 7. Brian warmed up a little bit over there as well. Which is, for all intents and purposes, an identical table to this one, so it shouldn't be too tricky. Kick from behind. Damn, if he got it just a little bit less full, he probably would have had that either indirectly or off the 2. Brian waving his hand there. What the heck do I got to do? Nails the cross side bank. All right, now we're going to see some movement. Right in the corner, comes straight at the 3. Got away with it, though. A little risky, but it got there. He was up and looking at the 4 before he even finished the stroke on the 3. Something I'm very familiar with personally. That's not something you want to do when you're trying to make a rack here. What Mario's got in mind. There's Christian in the comments section on YouTube saying, I bet you I make more early 9s than Brian in our next match. When's your next match, Christian? Had the score sheets up a minute ago. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, so you're saying if Brian wins, then he's got to challenge you for the number 27 spot. You're the one that knocked him down. But you have an up arrow. Alan Longley has an up arrow. Dave Sharon has a down arrow. So it's gonna be a while, unfortunately. We gotta get these matches sort of rejiggered because we got a bunch like right now, Bob Dargis, Mike Jackson, Sean Dixon, Mike Papa, Jamie Nadeau, they all have up arrows. They're kind of roadblocked by Ashley Benoit and Lucas Fracasso Werner. But yeah, Christian, he's got to win this one tonight to challenge you. If not, you're going to be defending against Mario. I think. Oh no, actually, you got to wait a couple matches. I just said it out loud. Christian has an up arrow. Alan has an up arrow. So Alan and Dave have to play before you even get a chance at the loser of that one, and then you can challenge. Whoever this wins this one will challenge you. So this could be at least a month and a half until you see Brian again. Oh, that's right. I usually put that up there, don't I? Let's go ahead and stick with tradition here. Weird. I have a little bit of tweaking to do. Comes to table 4. I guess I haven't set it up correctly. Sharp miss on the 8. Brian's just got to update the score a little bit here. There it goes. deep on that cut shot. I don't know if he's going to be happy. Got to go back and forth at least once. Pitched it into the rail. That's going to give Mario a ducky, duck look. Pretty sure good shot given the bridge. I don't know if he's got enough angle. This looks straight in. Gonna have to hit this a ton to get position on the 9, or very little. One of the two. Hit it a ton. All right, now this is an interesting shot situation. The 9 is not wild, so it has to come back up. Now Mario has to shoot it from the spot instead of where he had it right towards the pocket. Like a little bit of discussion about the rule. So he did legally pocket 2 balls. So he stays at the table, but the 9 must be called. So he has to spot the 9 back on the foot spot. That's why they pulled it out of the rack. Slices it right in. Nice shot, Mario. Goes up 2-1 over Brian Marek.
Salado is the world's premier pool community. Playing your friends has never been more fun. Raise the bar with Salado so regular practice can become real pressure. With monthly prizes and cash payouts, Salado brings pool to the people. You can even submit match results to Fargo Rate through Salado if you want, but you don't have to. Your race, your place. Make your matches count with Salado. Download now and get started. No minimum play per month. 8, 9, 10 ball. You choose. It all counts.
This is an interesting rack, isn't it? We got Brian on the ball in hand. The 2, 4, 3, 7. They're all just sort of a little goofy. The 8's blocked by the 9. This is not a pretty rack at all. It's already got where he's standing. It makes me think, where's he trying to fly the 9? Especially when he's got this kind of a crap run. 9 cross quarter, I bet. I don't know if he said it or whatever, but I bet you the 9's moving. Oh no, he let me down. Went for the straight safety. Didn't get there. Clean shot from Mario. Now he's gonna end up behind the 2, maybe. Yeah. Screaming safety play. I'll be right back. Gotta take a quick pause. Alrighty then. It looks like I didn't miss much. Sorry about that, guys. Had to take a quick phone call, but I'm back. Still a 2-1 Mario leading Flying Brian. Looks like he's trying to take the lead 3-1 here with a very difficult off the rail shot. Oh no, that's too bad. That's a concession. 2-2, folks. Make sure you check out the Boom and Freezer show if you haven't already. I've been listening to every episode myself, even though I set up the recordings. I don't sit in the booth when they're recording it, so I'm listening to it same as you guys are, and I find the content fascinating. This week we got FSR. That's right, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz with his old buddy David Alcady sitting on a couch talking shop with the boys, Bobby Boom, and of course Scott Frost the Freezer. A lot of great conversation there, and if you haven't seen it already on our social media, the next episode is going to feature none other than the Black Widow herself, Jeanette Lee. So check that episode out. They were in the booth for about 2.5 to 3 hours recording that episode. We're going to have to cut it down for length, but I tell you what, she had a lot to say. I think I don't feel like I'm violating any trust here by saying I got a text immediately after the broadcast, or I'm sorry, after the recording, saying, "Yeah, we've been talking for about 2.5, 3 hours, and I only got 3 questions in." So it sounds like Jeanette had a lot to say. So I can't wait to hear it. I think you guys should tune in as well. Back to the action at hand. We got Brian and Mario battling out 2-2. Brian's got a good look at the one, but I don't think he's going to try for anything fancy here yet. Gonna go for the cut shot, miss with a good leave. Kind of played it 2 ways in a way. So the Grays didn't quite get there, but a good leave nonetheless. Sort of perched up between the Q and the 1, so Brian might have to come off the rail. Feeling really saucy. He might have just enough of the outside of the 1 ball to cut it all the way up, too. No, he kicked it. Interesting leave. For a little bit of a safety, I think he might have been trying to get around the 2, but looks like Brian's got a clean look. Just a bit outside, so that's going to finally get ball in hand over to Mario, and hopefully we'll get some balls moving here. Looks like a pretty wide open table. The biggest problem ball is that purple on the bottom of your screen. You have to get some pretty tricky position to get the 5 ball either this way or out of there. Safety play. Other than that, though, pretty clear sailing. 2 down, 3 to go. Let's see. What would Brian do? Me, Brian, not the other Brian. Rolling forward here. Kind of where I was thinking. All right, trick shot time. You can make the 4 in the corner and draw the cue this way, and if he gets lucky, up inside the 5. Oh, he got pretty close to where I was thinking. He's got a heck of a cut shot, though. At this point, you just got to fire that 5 and hope for the leave. Go up and down, try to get inside the 9, maybe. Just played the safety. I think I might have gone for that one myself, but good leave, though. Definitely going to get a good chance at ball in hand here. Swing and a miss. That's going to put Bry on 2, I think. Mario's got a couple. He's got a little bit of an insurance policy, but he's also got the pretty decent looking out here. To make sure he leaves himself a little bit of an angle on the 6, though. So he can get on the 7 pretty clean. Pretty straight, straighter than I would have liked, but little high left should get him on the 7. Think so. It's all about speed. Let's see if he's got it. Sharp. A little scary, but sharp. Like that, Mario's up 3 to 2. Very nice, Mario. Break looking dry. Unless the 2 gets a nudge. Nope. Deep ball's looming large. I don't know. He might go for the kick or he might go for the push. I would think push is the best option here. Doesn't matter what I think. What would Brian Marek do, as Pat said earlier in the chat section? Here's the push. One's out in the open. Tricky to put it in the side pocket, but that might be the shot. Or you could go for another safety play. At the front point, Brian's got to look at the one now. Gonna probably put the one in the muck or the cue in the muck. All right, well, there's a whole bunch of blockers over there. Good play. Trying to get that ball in hand. Real tough shot to gauge. He's going to go 2 rails, the right rail, the bottom rail, and then try to catch the one on the left. Game just a little bit too much running English. Just like that, he gives up ball in hand. Mario's got a pretty good shot here. I mean, Brian inadvertently just helped this run out by knocking the 6-8 around. So if he plays the one all the way up, or sorry, Mario, Brian plays the one all the way up, rolls it forward for the 2 in the corner, then it could be clean out. Got that a little thin, but he's good. Top skip jump, back for the 3. Basically the same shot here. He's going to nudge the 3 into the corner and come back to the middle, little right. Heavy-handed. Not the end of the world. Here's going to be a tricky shot. Cue's gonna as soon as he hits this 5 ball, the cue's going to want to lean out this way. That's not good for the 6. Do some fancy magic here to try and make the 5 while getting on the 6. He kind of punched it. Grills, is it going? Oh, a little shallow. Okay. It's actually a little bit more manageable than the last shot Brian had on the purple. Oh, good speed. He gave that a little body English, and it didn't really work out. 8's in the way of the cross corner. 7 doesn't go cut shots, so he's going to have to try either playing safe or going 7 up cross side. If sometimes you just got to realize I can't get out from here, throw in the towel. This is what I like to call the short rail safe, where the badges and counters. You can leave the cue and the object ball on opposite ends of the table. It's usually a good plan. You gonna get a good lead with the 9? It looks that way. Ooh, that might he might actually have enough meat on the 7 to cut this right in the corner. Hey, Ma, how you doing? Didn't it? Oh, he got a little too fat. That I didn't think he had that much meat on the cue, but look at this lead. Not in trouble yet, I don't think. Pocketing the 7 and then getting on the 8's not easy. All right, here he goes. Not easy, but makeable. Oh, he got a little bit of a weird angle from the point. Still very makeable. You know, that's not a bad idea. I should get a little bit of a commission if I sell a bunch of badges and counters, especially here at the Brunswick Arena. Maybe I'll see if I can come up with a design and run it by Nito or Neto over at In the Box and say, hey, I got an idea. So the badges and counters, well, we'll put the Brunswick logo on there. That's the statement right there. For those of you who don't know, Brunswick has a very specific look when it comes to gold crowns, and they still carried it over into the gold crown 7s that we're getting very soon. There's the Brunswick badge. And then you can't see them at the moment, but you'll see them in a second. There they are, the counters. Set up for, scoring in general, but I always used them for straight pull. The badges and counters safe is anytime you can leave one of the 2 balls here and the other of the 2 balls here. Pull that off, your opponent's stuck. Now you got my creative juices flowing. Maybe I'll talk to my graphic designer daughter and see if she thinks about anything I'd like in that vein. Let's get a pool table with the badges and counters on it. Have the quote. We got to get that and put it up right next to the Bobby Hunt, the legend, saying there's no future in this shot. Another t-shirt design I think I've had swirling around in my head after multiple times. Covering pool here with my good friend Bobby Hunt. And he got a little heavy on that one too. My goodness, he's kind of lost the ball a couple times. Just gonna nestle it in there, 5-6 or 5-8 rather. Oof, tough leave. That's in there good. Ooh, tried to shorten it up, almost did. To get in the 3rd time around, little kiss, little rail. Wow, got a little fortunate on that one. Gonna try and stick him again. Does he get there? Not quite. Clean look, no pocket. Three. It goes. What a shot. Cross corner, 1 pocket shot. Into the rail, off the short rail, off the 3. Nothing but net. He goes down pretty easy like the duck it was. Now he's got the pink ball. Got to come up with a plan here for the 5, though. 6 and 8 are going to make it tricky. Hey, what's up, Andy Gow? So like, share, subscribe is in the hunt. That just meant that Flying Brian is automatically going to advance to 8 while we wait for Mario to get there himself. So hill, folks. That's just the Andy Gow way. the stick, but that five's gonna come roaring around. Not the way I would have done it, but very effective. Railer is gonna have the 7 in the corner. Gently bounce it off the right rail for the 8 down where he's standing. Oh, he was looking at the 8 ball more than the 7. That's something I do constantly. Sure. Yeah, see, I'd be contemplating just feathering the outside of the 7. Have the 7 if you can just sort of sit right in here. Well, that's actually gonna work out pretty good. Does he get the 8 ball? If he had just a hair more speed, he might have been in better shape here, but does Brian have the cut look? Yeah, it sure looks like he does. Very tricky shot, but makeable. I think makeable. Got a lot of meat on that 7. Now it's gonna bounce around. Mario's not unhappy to see that. Straight at the 8, and he got the roll. Wow, he checked his list and he made his list, checked it twice. I'm gonna go with a Santa reference there. Just caught too much 9 balling. If you're gonna miss though, that's the way to miss. Called it straight in, so he's gonna go for the cut shot here. I had to spin it in. He's gonna sell out hard here though. Mario should be in great shape. And Mario puts it away for 5-2. Hey, scores 5-2. Mario is at the table for rack number 8. Here we go. right back. Pop on the 4. Should be okay to get to the 6, I think. But yeah, definitely. Very clean line there. Reason he's really thinking about it is because the way the 7's sitting, getting back to the 8's got to be a little bit of movement. Yeah, you see where he tapped the table there? He's looking to force follow and use a little bit of left to get back to here, and that could throw the 7 off so fast. What I was afraid of. Played with the corner pocket, got away with it. Look at this overdraw. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can see by the body language that is exactly not what he was trying to do. He's going to call it all the way up. What you got to do, Brian? Good shot. 5-3. Mario leading Brian. Marek. I think he fished himself on that rack. Did you see that break? Track your own, so you got no one else to blame. That 3-5-9-2 didn't even move a bit. It's still sitting there in the original rack spots. I was gonna say, I don't think Mario wanted to make that one ball. 2, 3 are just buried right now. Old school straight pocket shot or straight pool shot. Now he's got a good look at the two, but where's the 9 gonna go? This is a trademark Brian Merrick. All right, so he's indicating top side. He's hoping the 9 ball just sort of launches. I can't draw lines as good as Bobby. Boom. At least not until Andy Gow buys us a touchscreen TV, right, Andy? I know I mentioned it before and you said yes before, but I'm lazy. Big crash here. Let's see what we've got. Oh, he just tapped it instead. He drains the cue. Okay, what do we got here? 9 might be wired up on the corner. 3's out of the way anyway. What he's looking at. Have it shot straight into your living room. Let's see what we got here. Is he going to be able to throw this 9 into the corner? It looks like it might land just past. Hey, Shannon, good to see you again. I know it's been a while since I've been in the booth. Not from my lack of trying, just from people being busy. Andy said yes again. All right, I got to go shopping then, Andy. I can't take that off the table anymore because I stink at lines. But Mario with a perfect 3-2-9 combo. That was Mario giving Brian Merrick a little bit of Brian Merrick right there. Gonna be 6-3 in a second. And thanks, Andy. I'll definitely. I'll tell you what. I got your contact info. I'll send you over a link to Amazon or whatever if you want, or however you and Bobby normally handle it. But I can't wait because I can feel myself reaching out to the screen right in front of me and being able to just touch the lines, and it'll be so perfect and so beautiful. I'm sure Bobby will still use the mouse, but I would love the lines. Yeah, sometimes Shannon, life does happen. I've been a little bit busy. Anyone that knows my story or situation down here knows it's been kind of an interesting 4.5 weeks. So found myself with a lot more energy lately. I've been doing a lot more stuff around the homestead. Been doing a little bit more work on a couple other things. So it's been kind of I've been keeping busy. Hopefully soon other circumstances will change, but it's all for the better. Mario got looks like the 5 ball down. Pretty wide open table, but not much of a gander at the 1. Wish I had a tape measure or something so I could see what size the sucker is that we got right now. That he smashes the 1 into the rail. Is he gonna get away with it? No. Let's got Mario at the table now. Hey Shannon, I appreciate that. It's just been a hey, howdy. Pretty good leave there. Got here now. We got the 6-8 kind of tied up. 1, 2, 3, 4 around the open. Definitely looks like the 6 goes by. Yep. So he's going to play for the pink ball. Wants to be going to draw it straight back to where he is now. I like the shot. He's got the 6 in the corner, 7 is hanging. Could actually see a pretty good little run here. Good and sharp. Oh, he got a little bit of a weird kiss off that 8 ball. Now he's got a wacky cut. Kind of lost the cue ball. Now he's got a tough leave on the 8. Oh, 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 man. Good recovery on that 8 ball. Just got unlucky, I guess, on the scratch. That's a big difference right there. Instead of 6-4 right here, now it's 7-3. So Mario's got a strong lead. Needs 2 to go. Blind Brian needs 6. Broke dry, but almost no look at the one. Gotta say, a push shot's coming here soon. Yes, Crystal, since Andy is in the comments section, it doesn't matter that Brian just scratched on the 8 ball there. It really doesn't matter. The fates have determined that this will go to the hill just because Andy Gow is in the room. It's just the way it is. Seems like all the Shark Stream ladies are in agreement with me. We call it the Andy Gow effect. One, twin aside, kiss off the six. I don't know where it's going to land. Not where Brian probably wanted it to land, but Shannon, that's very sweet of you. Shannon sending in a super chat for beer and snacks. Like Mario went for the 3-8 combo, didn't quite get there. Leave Brian a quacker either. He goes cross side, but then getting on the 4 is going to be a pain. And that's why he chose to just make it a safety play. Oh, Brian is just not getting the rolls tonight. To try and pop that 3 out of there. 3 came back at the cue hard and just sent it right in the corner. Brian has angered the pool god sometime. Marek can make this 6 ball with position. He's pretty good chance of getting to the hill. And it's like the commentator starts talking and the players are listening or something. That was a pretty big miss. Brian firing away. Oh, there's Brian in the comments section saying, poor showing today. Well, an hour ago I was playing on this table. It seemed like it was playing fine to me. All right, big cut shot there, and he's going to get screwed again on the 8 ball. Oh, my goodness. These late balls have not been treating Brian Marek very kindly so far. There you go, Brian. All right, big game there. He needed to keep Mario off the hill. Does exactly that. Could this be a start of a comeback? Sure what that was going to accomplish. Oh, mailman weighing in the comment section. Right there in the same section of the list as Christian Cabrera. They seem to be bookended by the mailman and Christian. He's rooting for Brian to go up and play Christian so that he can play against Mario. That's interesting. Andy with another prediction, of course, and since he's in the room in the comments section watching, this should go hill regardless. But the power of Andy has bestowed on Brian Marek at least 3 more games in this set. I'm sorry, 4 more games in this set. Not if Mario is going to be leaving him like that. Wow. Great safety play there. Colleen, if you're listening, I'm not sure, but Bobby did deliver the the muffins to me. As always, that's much appreciated. I'm walking in with a little container and a little hope it ignited in the back of my brain. Oh, I hope he brought me some muffins. It never ceases to amaze me what these guys can do with these jump cues. That thing had to get 2 1/4 inches off its felt within about 2 1/4 inches. You guys are wondering why that oddly specific number is. The cue ball and the object balls are all 2 1/4 inches, and I kind of mentally think of these things in terms of ball widths. But yeah, it was a very close shot to get over that 8-6, and he made it like it looked like a hook shot from Kareem. Going back to the safety play, it looks like you got the 9 and the 3 possibly in the way of the 2. He's gonna make he's gonna make Mario earn it. Look at it from the long view. Yeah, that's definitely in the way. Wow. Yeah, Brian, what you got? Yeah, I'm thinking this little set of balls over here could provide some pretty good cover. If he's thinking safety, he might be thinking 2 in the back corner. Yep, he went for the cover. Did he get there? No, he did not. See, I liked what he was thinking there. He's trying for the stick behind the 4, but he hit it way too hard. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was. Yeah, it must have been intentional. He wouldn't have left himself on the 3 like this. So that was probably a safety play. 7 combo for Brian Marek. All right, looking pretty good now. Ball has a pocket, just got to start executing. He's been having a little bit of trouble with speed so far, though. This time, correct side of the 3 should be able to hit down towards the pink ball, no problem. He got a lot of left on it that I didn't think he'd go for. Rails back to the purple. Still out of position, man. He does not. He usually has a much better touch than this. A little surprised. It's a plan, Bry. Plans go. That worked out okay. I mean, I need to touch the 6 up a little bit further. That might have been better, but then again, he does not leave Mario the actual buck hanger 6 ball. So that might be the right play. He's not frozen to the 8. Doesn't look like it anyway. Got a little bit of a gap there. Would really need to thin this on the kick to get the 6 on the side. That was a very nice attempt. He wanted it thin. He got it thin. Just that was a real tough shot to get in the corner, into the side pocket. So now Brian's got to look. Aggression, better part of valor, yada yada. But Mario's really struggling with the safety plays today. He's left it out there in the open a couple of times where I think the safe should have been a little bit easier. Brian's got an opportunity here to bring it to 7-5 if he can pocket the 6 and get back to the 8. Pocketed the 6, didn't get back to the 8. Got a long, long way to go if he wants to cut this up the rail. Seen him do it. Seen him do it again. Are you kidding me? Oh, he just scratched again. That would have been brutal. He's not out of the hole yet, literally. But he's definitely he was playing with fire there. If he scratched on the 8 again, that I think he would have probably just conceded. least he's still in the hunt here. 7-5 in the stat. Stakes are 7-5 or 8-4. There it is. Ryan pulls it out. 7-5. Do we have any doubt, folks? Andy Gow still watching? Two ball goes shooting in the corner. One ball is going to get smothered, but it's open. But it's open. So he's got to look at the one. Possible breakout shot on the three if he's got a lot of low left in him. The key shot, because if the cue comes out of there without hitting the three, almost no future, right, Bobby? Shannon, you are not wrong. The Andy Gow effect is in full. A little bit of a player break going on here, I think. See any players? There's one. There's the other. All right. Never mind. Yeah, not bad play. Oh, it's going to come rocketing past the 9, and it's going to get into the open field again. Oh, boy. These safeties are just backfiring left and right. Well, not backfiring. I guess that's too strong of a word. They're not as safe as they should be. How about that? Interesting. Not sure if he was trying to cut it all the way up or actually play it off the 4 there, but he left Brian a pretty good look. Thing is, though, that 3-5 is still a big issue. If he gets a little smooch, yeah, a little smooch. But now he locked up the 3 and the 5, he doesn't even have any wiggle room for the combo. Gonna be a little tap. Yep. Send the cue ball away. Seven, does he get there? He sure did. Now we're talking. That's a safety. Good shot. Are you locking up Brian pretty good about behind the 7? But Brian's pretty darn good with that jump cue. You just saw him a couple shots ago. Just whiz it right over the top of it. So didn't have a problem connecting. It's a question, can he make it? Oh, he kind of came off a little to the right. That's going to be ball in hand. Tap in, got the 4 in the corner, got the 5 pretty close to the pocket. Thing is that to go from the 5 to the 6 and back to the 7, a lot of weird things can happen, so ain't over yet. I think this is gonna be the key shot. He almost wants to be dead straight on the 6 ball. It's a straight shot for the 6 in the corner, 7 in the corner, 8 in the corner. They're all just stop shots, and look at this. He kinda lost it a little bit. I like to call the 50-yard line shot. 6 ball's lined up pretty close to the center of the rail. Tap this corner, and it's gonna box. Far out is that 6 ball. It's cuttable, but it's not the point's in the way, so it's not an easy shot. Not a trivial shot anyway. Rocked it and back and forth again. 6 ball's still sitting there, but this time it's in the middle. Go. Big cut shot there from Mario. That was a very tight cut shot. Something I'd actually overcut 9 times out of 10, but that's beside the point. Now he's got to do another similar cut shot on this 8 ball. Got to really thin it to get it in that corner. He's stretched out over the rails. It's going to be tough. But it's good to be lefty sometimes. That was a left-handed shot all day long. Ryan gets a reprieve. The Andy Gow effect is still strong and in charge. He's had some troubles on this 8 ball in the past, and this one's no different. My goodness, I don't know what is going on with Brian. He gets on the 8 ball with a decent shot, and he blows the 9 ball position somehow. Disrespect, but yeah, that's kind of what we're watching so far. I think they'd agree. Do this the hard way? Oh, he sells out the hill. Not happy. I wouldn't be either, but it's the way it goes, man. You got to make that position play on the 8. Left himself so hard on the 9. It goes. Let's get that cue dust off of there, the chalk dust. All right, Mario's on the hill, 8-5. According to the Andy Gow effect, it's going to be 4 in a row, or actually 3 in a row for Brian, and then it's going to be a race to 1. Mario's last break of the set, no matter what. Hey, did he get anything going down? Does not look like it. In view. Just get bumped from behind, or he feels. Oh, he must have felt something sticky on his carbon fiber there. Oh my God! Oh man, I think the frustration's boiling over a little bit. Tip that cue ball on the air, just trying to go for it. You don't have to shoot it from there, Mario. You can shoot it from wherever you like. Well, Mr. Gow, there are certain circumstances where you just cannot overcome or you can overcome the Andy Gow effect. But at least that's what we seem to be learning tonight. There's Frowny. We got all the ladies in the comment section tonight. We saw Crystal earlier, saw Shannon. She bought me a beer and snacks. And it looks like Frowny the Game Cat's here as well. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. No, it's been a while. Been a little bit dry on content, live content anyway. We've been bringing a lot of information from Asia. Lucas Fracasso Werner and a lot of the other pros are playing in the World 10 Ball Championship. They're down to the final four, I believe. SVB and Koping are still in there. Or I can't remember the other two. But still having a good set there. The next big event over there is going to be the WNT Perry Open, October 2nd through 5th. Lucas and the rest of the gang will be participating in that one as well. Crystal and Bobby and Austin and everybody, they're going to be bringing you a whole lot of information as the scores update. After that, I believe is Hanoi. So there's a lot of stuff coming up on the world circuit. These are all Moscone events, by the way. They're WNT matchroom events, so they will count for Moscone points. That's one of the reasons Lucas has decided to fly all the way over there. But we'll try to bring you as much content live from Yale Billiards as we can. I happen to be in the room today playing with a good buddy, as always. And I saw Brian Marek walk in, even though I checked the schedule as I walked in. I said, oh, I guess there's no list matches tonight either. It's going to be another boring night. In comes Flying Brian. So got you something today. And like I said, it's always great to see my core four, I guess is the way to call it. Andy, it's like Charlie's Angels, except it's Andy's Angels. We got Frowny, we got Shannon, and we got Crystal all hanging around. Good contact there. Gonna leave Brian right on the rail, just to, Tell you what though, if Mario's not leaving him like that, Brian's doing it to himself. He just gives it a good smack, and now Mario's got a good look at the three in the corner, wide open table. No problem, balls. Just gotta start pocketing. Please is the 4-ball in the corner. Oh no, 3-ball in the corner. But that position play leaves a little bit desired. Right now, he's got half the 4-ball. I don't even think, yeah, he might be able to cross corner it, but with a wide open table like that, you don't want to give anything up. He's got to leave Brian safe. That's not it. Was it? Come on, Brian. Get your head in the game. You're not out yet. Well, you might be. Gonna glance at, oh, he's good. He's good. Gonna require a little bit of dance stroke. Get that back to the 6-ball. There you go. Nice and smooth. Get through the 6-7. The 8's hanging. 9's in the middle of the table. My God. Can I go out there and play these guys for money, please? No. Okay. He had a nice clean look at the 7, and he got so bad on the 8, I can't even describe it in words. This is the Andy Gow effect, by the way. got in mind. He doesn't want to give this away, and he doesn't want to, hurts me. Okay, let's see what he's got. And for the make, didn't get there. But if you're gonna miss, look at this leave. Is he gonna get stuck? No. So Brian's got to look at the 8, but not a clean shot of any kind. If that rolled behind the 9, I think Brian would have just unscrewed his cue and said, "Bye, I'm out of here." All right, so he's still in the game. What's he got in mind? I wonder. I started guessing earlier, but I'm out of guesses. All right, little double tap. Leaves the straight in cross corner bank. This could be it. I think Mario's at least 80% to make this right in the corner. Cross corner. I don't think he's going to cut. He's lining up on the cut, it looks like. That's exactly what he did. All right. For the match. Straight in 9-ball. Boy, these things get a little wobbly when you're on it for a set. Gonna do it. Brian and Mario switch places on the list. Let's take a look at the list itself. So right here, this is Brian. He's going to move down here. Mailman got his wish because Mario's going to move up here. And then Christian and Mario are going to play each other. Next period. Brian and Dave are going to play each other. So the mailman did not get his wish. He was looking for Brian to advance. So that's how the list works. It's going to be next period. You're going to see the mailman playing against Mario. You're going to see, or Brian, and then you're going to see Mario playing against Christian. Anyway, thanks guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. It's Brian in the booth. Make sure you stay tuned. Tune into the Bobby or Boom and Freezer show. If we got anything going on later tonight, I'll try to get back in the booth as well. And definitely, let's all have a good weekend, folks. All right, take care.
Here at the Brunswick Arena on the Shark Stream, we want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. First of all, our title sponsors. Thank you very much. Brunswick Billiards, McDermott Cues, Simonis Cloth, Aramith Balls, Taom Billiard Products, Salado, Andy Gow. Support, share, and subscribe. And of course, all of our sponsors as well. Greater New Haven APA, Sigma Wear, team jerseys, uniforms, t-shirts, and more. Tommy's Tattoos, quality tattoo supply. Pool Table Magic, Mabel's Tables in Cheshire, NM Billiards Sales and Service, Dynamic Pressure Washing, Vaculease, WR Carbon Magic Polish, Pro Fitment Billiard Solution, Jacoby Cues, K. Morgan Painting, Organic Ink Tattoos. Thank you. Without you, there is no us.